everybody, it's Abby Glassenberg from Craft Industry Alliance. I hope you are having a fabulous Wednesday. We are here today for, of course, our member spotlight interview where we get to drop in on one of our members and learn all about their businesses and the creative journey. And today we're going to be talking with Crystal Pepperdine from Flint Handmade. And I actually wrote an article this week about Crystal and about Flint Handmade because Flint Handmade is celebrating its 15th anniversary, which is an incredible milestone for them to achieve. And if you don't know anything about Flint Handmade, you are about to learn something really great because Crystal's a wonderful person. She's created a nonprofit arts organization that is serving the city of Flint in a lot of different, very creative ways. And I'm very excited to have her join us in a few minutes. And while we're waiting for Crystal to join us, I did also want to mention that I just completed an interview with Christy Cassidy, who is one of the founders of the Etsy strike. And we just put up a podcast, and if you aren't a podcast person, we also put up the transcript of the interview. It's just about 20 minutes long, so not a super long listen, but very interesting to learn about how the Etsy strike came to be, what the goals are, and what Christy's life has been like, talking to pretty much every major news outlet over the course of the past week. So that is on the craftindustryalliance.org website if you want to check it out. And honestly, it was really interesting to speak to her. So, oh no, Lyric says maybe the mic isn't working. If you can hear me, please. On my end, it says the mic is working. So if you can hear me, please type into the comments and let me know. And I see, oh, maybe that was what it needed to be. Okay, I'm sorry earlier. That's kind of a bummer, but hopefully you can hear me now. And I just hopefully welcomed Crystal. Hey, Crystal, there you are. How are you?
I'm doing really well, thank you. How are you, Abby?
I'm good. I love your red glasses and your red shirt. Red is my favorite color, so that is beautiful. And I'm very excited to have you for our member spotlight today. And I just wrote and published this week an article all about Flint Handmade and its 15th anniversary. It was great to learn more about the organization and about you. So if you could kind of, for those who haven't had a chance to read it yet, of course, it's on craftindustryalliance.org, but tell us a little bit about sort of what brought you to Flint, Michigan in the first place.
Sure. So I'm actually originally from the Chicago area. And when I was young, my mother's job with GM transferred to the Flint area. And so with General Motors, I should say. And Flint is the birthplace of General Motors. And so I came here and moved into the city proper as soon as I could because I really wanted to experience more of the culture and the diversity and the art. And so it became clear to me at a pretty young age that we didn't have a crafters kind of experience. Handmade Detroit was going strong. There were events in Ferndale, Metro Detroit area, and I was just like, we need this in Flint. We're going to have this. So made it happen 15 years ago. I was 25. Now I'm 40. Flint Handmade is 15, and I'm super proud.
Yes, so awesome. And so it all kind of started once you had the seed of the idea with partnering with a local arts organization, which I think is really smart for folks who are kind of like, oh, I'd love to do that where I live, kind of partnering with an established organization to begin with, kind of seeing how things develop. Is there interest? Is this really going to work? Do I like doing this, etc.? And then kind of branching out on your own.
Yes, absolutely. It's really great to have an organization be your incubator to determine, is there enough interest? Are there going to be enough people coming? And pretty soon, more people are coming to just the Flint craft events than the other events. And so it became clear that we really could be an organization on our own, stand on our own 2 feet.
Yeah, that's awesome. And when you were building for many years there, you actually worked another job at a different nonprofit, a big, giant nonprofit, much larger than Flint Handmade is, and then did Flint Handmade on the side, like as a side hustle for that period of time before you were able to transition to being its full-time executive director.
Yes, that's right. I did it part-time for 9 years while I worked in other nonprofits. And at year 9, I was just like, this is what I want to do. So I made it my full-time job, and it's been so nice to be able to just focus on my passion and my interest, which is organizing events and activities for people who want to express their creativity or sell their handmade goods. And that's really, I like to sometimes say that administration is my art. So I like to organize the events that everyone else knows and loves.
That's great. And so Flint Handmade doesn't have like a headquarters, a storefront, that sort of thing where people are coming to you. Instead, you're activating existing spaces in Flint, whether that's the farmers market or a brewery or another event space that is maybe idle for a period of time. You're going there and putting the event on at the bookstore or wherever it might be.
Exactly. So we want to take advantage of that idling capacity, and places are looking for programming. So rather than have a headquarters, we go where the people are. So we have done events at all those places you mentioned, bookstores, farmers market, breweries, we've done grocery stores, senior centers. I mean, just wherever they have a good space that our folks can have a great event.
Right, absolutely. And so it sounded like prior to the pandemic, you were doing a lot of events. And then the pandemic, although it was really horrible, gave a lot of us some gifts actually in the end. And one of them for you, it sounded like, was that it forced you to focus on what you really were meant to be doing, what was most important, the events that were most accessible to the most number of people. And so tell us the sort of you have like 4 groups of events that you're now offering that from this focus, so you sort of realize we're the core.
Yeah, absolutely. So whittling it down from doing 2 to 4 events every week to about 1 event a week. And those fall in the categories of craft markets. So it's where local artisans can sell their handmade goods. Craft supply swaps, where hobbyists, professionals, etc., can get supplies absolutely free. You can make a donation, but you don't have to. Fabric, yarn, ribbon, everything. We also have coloring parties. So that's a really great low barrier entrance to expressing your creativity. I've had people of all ages, races, colors, sexes do our coloring parties, attend those. And then we have Yarn Brigade, which is our social and charitable knitting and crocheting group. Last year alone, we donated 1,109 pieces to those in need in our community.
That's amazing. And for the coloring parties, you're partnering with a local artist, having them create the coloring page that then the community is going to color.
Yes, exactly. We partner with local artists to design the page. We pay them for their work because compensating artists fairly is something that we want to promote and make sure other people are doing. And then we partner with the local brewery and we just have a great time. And the brewery also serves tacos. So beer, tacos, and coloring is kind of like, it's a great vibe.
That's awesome. I would totally go to that. And then the craft fairs themselves, those are 4 times a year, right? So there's like one at Valentine's Day, and then what are the other times of year when you have these fairs?
Yeah, so we do one around Valentine's Day, and then we do the spring one. We have a Halloween and then the holiday. So they're fairly well spaced out so that local artisans can sell their goods and people can get goods, handmade goods for holidays especially.
And the entry fee for that as an artist who wants to have a table is fairly low. Like the because you're a nonprofit, that entry fee is not like in order to turn a profit.
Right. We try to make sure that our vendors are making at least 5 times what they paid for their booth fee. And really, if we can get up to 10 times what they paid, that's where we're really happy. And usually our booth fees are around $50. So people are walking away sometimes with thousands of dollars because they have a wonderful product and, they didn't have to spend hundreds of dollars on their booth fee.
Absolutely. And so you love Flint, Michigan. And when you talk to you for any period of time, your sort of love for this city is really clear and evident. And you've actually become a certified tour guide for Flint. So just talk to us in general about Flint, because I think, Flint in the news, we think water crisis, we think the Michael Moore movie, but we don't necessarily understand all that is Flint.
Yeah. So, everything that's portrayed in those features is true, but it's just not the only story. And that's something that's really important for me to share, that we have an amazing cultural center. We have beautiful murals all over our city. We have a lot of grassroots organizations doing fantastic work in the community. And we're just proud that Flint Handmade can be a part of that.
Right, absolutely. So folks need to come to Flint, participate in some of these activities, and also the rest of the cultural offerings that exist in this city. And I think you made a great point when I did my interview with you for the article, which is that not everyone wants to live in or move to a place that's sort of already got everything. That in some way there's like a wonderful opportunity to move somewhere where you are participating and making that place what you want it to be.
Absolutely. So you can go where things are already good, or you can stay where you're at and make them better, or you can go somewhere where you can make things better. And it was really important to me that the work I do make a difference, not just one more event in a sea of a million of events exactly the same. It's important, I think, and it's amazing to be able to impact that. I've received so many kind messages as we're sharing our 15th anniversary story from people who are like, you've done so much great for the community. We really appreciate you being here. And that means everything, you know, because if the community wants you and shows their love and support for you, then you know you're doing something well.
That's awesome. And you are like a regular participant in our craft business roundtable. And I always am so happy to see your smiling face and your contribution to our discussions at Craft Industry Alliance. You always bring really positive and upbeat perspectives and good questions and to the group. And I just so appreciate that.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that you appreciate it. I really try to have a holistic perspective when it comes to artisans and craft and life and business and art. And, you know, that means being aware of the fact that you need to take care of yourself, or being aware that what I like, you know, do what you do best and hire out the rest when you can. Like, those are just important things. And I do try to bring those up in the, in the roundtables.
And they're always so appreciated and just come right at the right moment. So I appreciate you, Crystal. I appreciate Flint Handmade. If folks want to make a donation, become one of the member supporters of Flint Handmade, or just want to kind of check out your offerings, where can they go to do all of that?
Absolutely. So our website, flinthandmade.org, is where you can make donations. There's a donate button. You can make your donation through PayPal. You can do a one-time general donation. You become a member, and there's some perks and benefits to become a member. Or you can just go to our Facebook page and like and follow us there. If you're in the Flint, Michigan area, we have people come from, you know, several hours away sometimes to come to our events. You can join us at an event. We also have free coloring pages on our website as something we created during the pandemic while events were not possible. So really, no matter where you're at, there's a way to get involved.
Wonderful. All right, everyone should go check out flinthandmade.org. That's awesome, Crystal. Thank you. Thank you for being here today. And thank you to everyone who joined us for our Member Spotlight. Bye.